I told my wife to stop making everything about herself and her pregnancy. I, 44M, and my wife, 39F, have been married for over 15 years. We initially stopped at 4 kids, but we were surprised with a baby due in December. My wife hadn't been pregnant in 5 years, so this was a significant event for both of us. She's understandably excited and constantly talks about it, sharing the news with everyone, which is fine. However, it becomes problematic when she brings it up in inappropriate situations. For example, there was a tragic incident in our town where a child sadly passed away in a hit and run. During the vigil, my wife said something along the lines of, "I'm so thankful that our baby is okay. I couldn't live with myself if this vigil was for one of our children or the baby." I know for a fact that a few people heard her because they shot us a dirty look and scoffed. I love my wife, but there are certain things you just don't say, especially when a couple is mourning their deceased child. However, this post isn't about that situation, it's about something else entirely. My brother married a woman who immigrated from Iran a little over 8 years ago. She's a lovely woman and happy to be a part of the family. Now, if any of you know about the events in Iran, you can get an idea of where this is going. My sister-in-law has been so anxious and has had breakdowns because she hasn't been able to reach some of her family members. She's been crying, not eating, skipping showers, etc. She even cut off all her hair to show support, but my sister-in-law just really needs to see that her family is okay. My wife and I went over there, we brought some meals, and my brother and I were planning to give the ladies a spa day. In the middle of eating, my sister-in-law began to cry silently, and while my brother was consoling her, my wife said, "Sis, I know how you are feeling. This pregnancy has been hard, it's difficult to eat, and I worry that something might go wrong because of my age. But both of us will make it through this. Now, let's go to the salon and do something about that hair." My wife had a genuine smile on her face. My sister-in-law began to cry even harder. I apologized to them, ushered my wife out of their house, and got into the car fuming. My wife noticed I was upset and asked why. I said, "Stop making everything about you in this pregnancy." Sister-in-law is having night terrors because of what's happening in her country, worried sick that her own family members may be in danger. Yet you go and compare her issue and your pregnancy together? My wife tried to explain her reasoning, saying she was just trying to make her feel better. How in the world was commenting on her hair and comparing your pregnancy to the events in Iran going to make her feel better? My wife continued to insist she did nothing wrong, but there is a time and a place for everything. My wife took off to her parents, and I've been getting calls left and right from my in-laws for not caring about my wife's pregnancy. Update 1. I didn't think I'd come back to this website. I saw many of your comments and took all the advice. Sit down, talk with her, get her point of view, maybe get her evaluated, and go back to how we were. Well, that's not happening. I found out some devastating news from our 14-year-old, and I'm debating on whether I should keep fighting for this marriage. She cheated on me. My wife, my partner in crime, my best friend, the mother to my kids. And now, I'm even unsure if they're my kids. I haven't told my wife that I know about her affair. Frankly, I don't want to. I've been with her for so long that I don't know if I can live without her. I don't know how long she and this guy have been meeting up. I hope it's only been a couple of times because that'll be easier to get over. I'm trying to keep myself together for my 14-year-old, but it's hard. Whenever I get a chance by myself, I have a breakdown. I don't get what I did to cause her to do this. I thought I was a good husband, a good father, and a good friend. Turns out I may have been none of the above. I found out about the affair a couple of days ago from my 14-year-old. I've reassured her that nothing's wrong, and I'll have her mother and me explain it. I'm thinking about just telling her that her mom and I have an open relationship to keep this under wraps, to make it not look like she cheated on me. I've just been going through the motions. My wife is still with her parents, and she's barely talking to me. Now I know why. Maybe if I tell her I know about her affair, she'll end it and come back home? We have a good life together, we're good together. I feel like I'm rambling. If this were my brother and I found out his wife cheated on him, and he was talking like how I am now, I'd grab him by the collar and set him straight. I've watched films of this stuff, heard about it, and even watched shows where the couple talks about how they get past infidelity. I used to think, they're so stupid, just get divorced. I'd never forgive my wife if she cheated on me. But now I'm in the same shoes, and I sound just like them. From what I've seen so far, it was just emotional and exchanging explicit photos, but my daughter had taken plenty of pictures, and I've only seen about 4 so far. There's at least 30. I feel that if I go through the rest of these photos, it'll confirm that she may have been having this affair for a long time. My daughters might not even be my kids. If I go public with this, it won't just turn my world upside down, it'll affect my daughters too. I don't want to hurt them like that. I only eat when my daughter's around me to keep up the facade that everything's fine. But when she's away, I'm throwing up and shaking. This isn't just some high school relationship. This is the woman I've built a life with. I know what I should do, but I don't want to. Over the last few days, I've realized how much my life circles around my wife and kids. If I dig any further into this, I just might break. If you've been married, are married, in a long-term relationship with kids and a home, how do you get past this? Do I just quietly confront her and do marriage counseling? Or do I just keep this from her and get her to come back home and act as if I know nothing about this? Update 2. The twins are not mine and neither is the newborn. I've confronted my wife. She was remorseful, but she doesn't regret it. She loves him. Her parents knew about the affair. They discovered it long before I did. They had been helping them by having my wife and her affair partner meet at their home. Why were her parents helping her instead of being decent people? They didn't want to risk being humiliated. Her parents, basically the entire family, are heavily involved in the church in our town. They also didn't want to separate the twins from their real dad. My 14-year-old and 10-year-old are staying with my brother and sister-in-law. I don't have the strength to be able to take care of them right now. They hate their mother and refuse to speak to her. They're both in therapy. I am too. I tried to take the twins so they could be with their sisters, but my wife put up plenty of resistance. I'm positive her affair partner is with her at the moment. I saw his car heading towards my in-laws' house as I left. AP was also married. I've been in contact with his wife, and she says she's filing for divorce. I haven't asked her if AP has tried to work things out, and frankly, I don't care. F him. F my wife. F my stupid in-laws. I always thought in-laws were uptight pricks anyway. I'm glad they're all being ostracized. My mother-in-law and father-in-law have been kicked out of the church, and from the looks of the church's social media page, they deleted anything related to them. I'm glad they're being humiliated. The one thing they fear the most is happening. Mother-in-law called me crying, wanting me to clear the situation up. Father-in-law wanted me to work things out, but I simply asked if it were him in this situation, would he be working things out? He answered with silence before hanging up. My wife has been trying to reach out to me, but I refuse to answer her. I get just a tiny bit happy seeing how frantic she is to contact me. I don't know what she wants, and I don't want to speak to her anytime soon. I know I'll eventually have to. Before I got the results, I was ready to take her to court and get custody of the twins. I'm pathetic. Going to work is a struggle. My coworkers look at me with pity. I don't even grocery shop anymore. I can feel everyone looking and whispering. I've lost about 15 pounds since this whole thing came to light. I barely get any sleep. Therapy is not helping. This has been the worst year of my life. I wish I had kept my mouth shut in the car a few months ago. If I had, then I'd be enjoying time with the newborn and decorating the house. The house is silent. It should be loud with my daughters laughing or arguing. I should be changing a diaper. I should be hearing my wife try to outperform Mariah Carey. The house should smell sweet and be warm. Dirty diapers should be in a trash bag waiting to be thrown out. I should be smiling and laughing. This house should be filled with happiness and life. Now it's just cold, empty, and quiet. Everything I did was for nothing. I had a sad childhood. I wanted a happy adulthood. I can't ever seem to win. I always lose. I don't feel like a man. I don't even feel human.